wonderful. Give me that just a memory of what your dad was. It's really touching. My name is Mohammed Nasrullah. Like Ruth said, I'm the co-founder and the president of COVID-19 Wall of Memories. When we first began this project and launched this virtual memorial back in 2021, January, uh, we we did not imagine that at the third anniversary we would have honored more than 20,000 people on this virtual memorial. Even though that's just a small fraction of the total number of people that we have lost, it's still 20,000 people is a lot of people. Um, and memorializing those people and memorializing in general, it's so important because their lives and our love for them matter. By remembering them, we remember the national heartache and the shock we all went through, especially out there in 2020, 2021, and 2022, and still at a lesser rate, but it's still, people are still dying. Uh, wherever, whatever reasons learned from COVID-19 pandemic should not be forgotten. Uh, Grief is a process. Memorials are a part of that process. Memorials make us feel less alone. Memorials send a message to those who held and still hold the keys to our health, wellness, and justice. A memorial like ours helps society remember the humanity, the human toll, the faces behind the numbers. It knows it keeps us from forgetting that 1 million and 1 million dead were 1 million individuals who loved and were loved. I'm just gonna take a couple minutes to kind of summarize all the accomplishment that our project or our important initiative has done over the last 3 years or so. Um, we had earlier this year on the 25th of February, we had the Greater Houston Rose River Memorial where several of you and many other volunteers made handmade red rose made of red flannel, and we had 12,600 roses on the memorial, each rose representing a COVID-19 victim in the greater Houston area. The memorial was built at Tranquility Park, and it was there for 48 hours. That was a major accomplishment for our team and all the families that have lost loved ones here in the greater Houston area. We On that day we received a proclamation that claimed that 24th of February 2023 is COVID-19 Wall of Memories Day. It was proclaimed by Harris County Precinct 2 Commissioner Adrian Garcia. Uh, some of the media mentioned that we have our project, this virtual memorial has been mentioned is there. It was mentioned in an article in a Time magazine. We've been on this project has been addressed in KPFT radio, the Muslim Network TV. Uh, Isaiah Factor on Fox 26 TV and the KPRC TV. Um, and on our Facebook page, there's an ongoing pandemic motherhood diary by one of our uh, really talented writer that has um, given birth to two beautiful boys during the pandemic, and she has been writing. I think, if I remember right, she's done like 20 plus posts in her diary that's uh, released and posted on the COVID-19 Wall of Memories Facebook page. So, at and it's very. I would like you folks to go to our Facebook page and read her diary. So, Ruth, that's all I have. Thank you so much for giving me the time to talk.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And now I'd like to ask another family member, Michael Tyler, to speak, and give me 1 second. I want to try to, okay, here we go. All right, there we go. Michael, if you could take a few minutes and
Okay.
tell us what's on your heart.
Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Tyler, as Ms. Ruth said. Um, I lost my father to COVID. My father's name was Alois Tyler. He was born in Sherrill, Arkansas. He was in the United States Army, served in the Korean War. During this time in the war, he was able to achieve 3 battle stripes, and win the Bronze Star for his service. He was the inspiration for a lot of the things that I aspired to do in my life. He was the one that taught me how to hold a rifle the way a good soldier or someone on the ground would do. He was the one that was there to help teach me how to ride my bike. He was the one that taught me how to drive a car. He was the one that sat down and gave me all the equipment that I needed to be able to grow up to be a young man and tackle the world. Matter of fact, it was so impressed on me that I ended up joining the military myself. He took the Army. He said he'd beat me up if I joined the Army, so I joined the Air Force. He was, his name is Alois Tyler. He was he was the father of just one. But when he passed away, when he left this earth, he ended up having 10 grandchildren, 12 great-grandchildren, and had he lived long enough, he would have seen his first great-great-grandchild. He was buried with honors at Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery. Again, originally I'm from St. Louis, and he passed away at the Paul Hospital there in St. Louis. Again, due to COVID, there were only 10 people allowed to be at his funeral. Of those 10 people, 7 of us couldn't even escort his body to Jefferson Barracks because they had his funeral April the 22nd of 2020, and they didn't bury him until the 1st of May 2020. He passed away Easter Sunday, April the 12th, 2020, 4:40 a.m. I never will forget that. All I have to say is there were people behind those numbers. Everyone that passed away because of COVID, they were caught unawares, and they ended up leaving in the midst of being unaware and left their families unaware, and they left big holes in their hearts. Nobody can teach you how to grieve. Nobody can tell you how to grieve. You have to grieve your own way. And even to this day, I miss him terribly. And there was times that I wish I could call him and say, "Hey, Pop, how you doing? I need to talk to you about something," but he's not there. All I have is him in my heart. So he's physically not here, but he's not dead. He stays with me always. What I would ask everybody to understand and remember is that although COVID was a worldwide illness, it's not gone. It's still moving and infecting people little by little by God's grace, we were able to get a some sort of antibiotic way to keep it under control. But it's not gone. So don't drop your guard. I thank Muhammad and Ruth for giving me the platform to be able to express my grief, because being with them and expressing myself as I can with this, it was very cathartic for me. I was able to kind of ease the pain a little bit, because I knew that maybe somebody else would be able to benefit from his passing. I ask you, each and every one of you, whoever's listening, whoever's looking, whoever's wondering, don't forget the people that were left behind COVID-19. And also, don't put your guard down. It's still here. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Michael. Well said. So Mohammed and I are just going to take like a couple really fast minutes to show you how, for those of you who are not familiar with the website, how you can share the story of your loved one that you lost to COVID-19. It's really simple, and I'm just going to share my screen, which after 3 years, I should be really able to do, right? I did it, yay. So can everyone see my screen and see the website, COVID-19 Wall of Memories?
Yeah.
All right. So the way that you can, as you can see, all these people, if you're not familiar with the website, 20,000 plus people are memorialized here, and these are just some of them. And if you hover your mouse over one of these photos, you can click on view profile and see some information about them. That information, if you lost someone close to you to COVID, similar information you could enter about your loved one. So, Mohammed, do you want to walk us
Yeah.
through it?
So it's very simple for anybody to who has lost a loved one to share their loved one story on this virtual memorial. So on the website where Ruth is has her mouse hovering, it has a menu item which says share your loved one story. You just click on that, and then it pops up with there's a couple I think basic declaration that you have to click. It basically asking you that whatever information you are uploading is factual information, and it can be verified. So it's just basically that you whoever is uploading information is agreeing to the conditions of of this website. And once you check those two, you say click on the next. And then here's a simple form. You just fill out all the information of your loved one, the first name, last name, and your email address, all the answer all the questions, and upload a picture. This is very important. You upload a picture of your loved one, which is, you click on the button, it takes you through the steps of, uploading a picture. And then the last item is you just add uh, add a story. um, well, after going through the date of birth and date of death and things, what they did, the profession, what the city that they lived in, and then the last item is a little bit about them, a story about them. I mean, some of the stuff that Ryan talked about, stuff that stuff like that can be shared right here. And once that is done, you just click on the I'm not a robot button and submit, and your job is done. And
Right.
it comes to me and Ruth as administrators, and we just go through the whole thing, make sure everything is vetted, and we honor them on the wall. It's a very simple process. So if you know of anybody who has lost a loved one, share this link with them. You can go to the website and just right click on that share your loved ones button, and you can copy and paste that link in your whatever medium that you're using, whether it's Facebook or an email or Instagram. You can share that with your followers, and that's we really want to increase the number of people who had lost loved ones to the COVID-19, that they can give us the opportunity to honor them on this virtual memorial.
And
Ruth?
that's pretty much it. It's just that simple. So let us know if you have any questions about the process. And with that, I would like to call on next family member, another good friend of COVID-19 Wall of Memories, Ebony James, if you could go ahead.
Absolutely. Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Ruth and Muhammad for partnering with me. They approached me along with someone else who understands the plight of those of us who lost someone to COVID, where we worked together for the Rose River Memorial, just as Muhammad mentioned, that each felt rose represented a person who was lost during the pandemic to COVID. And one of the things that I would say is that I know during that time, myself, I don't know about you, but I wasn't really privy to what a pandemic was. We all knew the definition, but most certainly we'd never really experienced it. And so I can still remember seeing it on the news, never thinking that I too would have to experience the devastation of losing someone that I love. The person that I love was my husband. He died February 19th, 2021 to COVID. We have 3 children together. And of course, I never thought that not only would my husband get sick from COVID, but myself, and that we both ended up in the hospital, where I made it out of the hospital, but my husband did not. And so I have met 2 wonderful people in Ruth and Muhammad, where I absolutely love what they're doing. I want to say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. I cannot tell you how much it means to be able to see loved ones on a wall, to be able to be memorialized, to be able to be remembered for the impact that they have made on their family members' lives. I will most certainly say that just this journey of grief that Michael even mentioned is different. It's different from everyone. And it has been a slow progression for me as well, because I was a happy wife. I had the life, I had it all, the picket fence, the dog, everything, had everything. And so I never thought that I would be in this place of being a widow, being a single parent, who ended up marrying what she thought and still believed was the perfect man for her. And so now I am making it my business, I guess you could say, to remind everyone that COVID was very real in our lives, and it is still very present. Yes, no one considered it a pandemic at this time, but it still has impact, not just us in the United States, but it most certainly has affected people worldwide. So we need to know the importance of remembering these people that blessed our lives. We have cards, we have memories that we can reflect on, but we still don't have anything that we can go forward with. I still am saddened by the fact that there are times when I remember that my husband and I used to also have arguments about who was going to hold the first grandbaby and how many minutes we were going to exchange holding a grandbaby. That's something that I will never have with him. I will never be able to see my daughter being able to be escorted down the aisle with her dad. So it is things like that that sadden me, because I still remember when my husband and my daughter rode bikes together on their way to school. And when she didn't want to leave the bike at school, he would actually drop her off at school and carry the bike home while he rode his bike. Imagine that. And so it is things like that, where he also had a mentorship program for young men, teaching young men how to make excellent choices, because he was an educator, as am I. And for to know that those children that he taught in classrooms, and all of the kids that not only he taught for the years that they were no longer in his classroom, but they were still on the campus, and the current ones he was teaching had to face the fact of having counselors come in to find out that their teacher had passed away from COVID. So there are people that were impacted greatly by my husband's death, as well as a lot of our family members were. But one of the things that I would just have to say, that in my journey of grief, one of the things that I can now begin to look back, and I just wanted to share this piece, is when a friend of mine shared with me how much she missed us, meaning my husband and I, because she felt that we were mentors for her husband. And she just said, I don't want to take you to a dark place where you just grieve and you just can't get out of the bed, and you just can't move anymore. And I had to tell her, I'm not there anymore. I'm at a different stage in my life, which is such a blessing, because now I can reflect back on the time that I had with my husband, and I can actually say how blessed I was to have that memory, how blessed I am where I can look back and I can say, I thank God that he was part of my life. I thank God that he's a father to my children. And I thank God that that's a chapter in my life that was beautiful. And I'm so, so grateful for it. Am I grateful that he's not here? I'm not, but I am using the time frame that he's not here to be a blessing to others. And so through this journey, I hope that we will be reminded that there are still people that are out there that are hurting and that miss their loved ones. And that is so important, that we don't forget that those numbers, they are numbers as part of data, but behind those numbers are people. There are people who were loved and who were cherished, and we don't want to forgive them. So again, thank you, Muhammad and Ruth, for COVID Wall of Memories, and making sure that these people are not forgotten. Thank you.
Thank you, Ebony, very
Thank you.
much. And let's see, we are now going to hear from another friend of Wall of Memories. I think this is a club we're going to start, Friends of COVID-19 Wall of Memories, and that would be Elena Padilla.
Hi, my name is Elena. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Elena. My mom's name was Aurora Poblano, and I love her name because it just gives me so much peace when I say her name. I'm very grateful for Ruth and Mohammed. They have taught me that there is a lot of support out there for people that are still missing their loved ones. My mom was my rock, and I miss her dearly every day. I just cannot seem to get out of that dark place that Miss James was talking about. Sometimes I just feel like, I don't know, there's still so much what could have I have done to help my mother. People tell me that I did everything I had to do to help her. Today is a very sad day for me, because today is the day that I literally wheeled my mother into the hospital, and I never saw her again alive. So today's a very hard day for me, January the 4th. Didn't realize that this this COVID Wall of Memories existed until my mom passed away, and I started looking for support so that I could be able to move forward. It's been very hard. I know that my mom was very strong, and I know that she wants me to be strong. Sometimes, it's very hard to do. I just want people to know not to forget all the people that have passed and struggled to survive but did not. They left everyone in pieces, heartbroken. And it's just very hard. A lot of people don't even believe that it was a virus that people caught and passed away from that. A lot of people think it's just they were just sick. It was a plain old flu. And I want people to know that they should keep all their loved ones' memories alive. And I tell everyone that my mom died of COVID. Sometimes my daughters tell me, "Mom, you don't have to tell everyone." And it's like, yes, I do. I'm going to tell everyone that I talk to. My mom died of COVID. You know, how did your family survive, or how is your family doing, or a lot. And then that's when you open that door. A lot of people don't like to talk about it, and I do. I think talking about it helps me, helps my mom's memory. I keep her alive by talking about it. And I think that people should talk about it. It does. I even talk to people in the elevator. So we're talking about, something about the shot or the pandemic or whatever. I say, my mom passed away from COVID. And it's like, oh my God, my sister or whatever. And then they open up to me. It's like, and then we just start talking. And, you get to know people like that. And so I just want whomever's listening, if you think that a person needs a phone call once in a while just to talk, don't forget about that person. Just because 1, 2, 3 years pass by, it doesn't mean that that person is okay. Just reach out to that person, that family member, that mom, that dad, it's just so hard to lose someone just in a period of a month or two. It's just, and especially to a virus that it was like a invasion of our body that we don't even know where it came from. That's the way I look at it. It's terrible. Thank you.
Thank you, Elena, and we're sending virtual hugs to you on this difficult day. We have one unscheduled speaker, and before we wrap it up, I'm just going to give Heavenly an opportunity to, hold on a second. All right, there we go. To say a couple of words. And next
Thank you.
program, we'll give you a little bit more time.
That's okay. Thank you both, Ruth and Muhammad, for this great organization, nonprofit. I found it later on. It's coming up on 2 years on the 18th that I lost my father to COVID, Herman Livingston Jr. He was my everything, part of me. He gave me me and him the song John Legend, Two Hearts Become One. The most fascinating thing I would like for people to know about my father is that he was a cheerful giver, hard worker, got married because he conceded and had me. We were so close. Even though I lived in Atlanta and he was in Arkansas, we talked every day on the phone for 2 hours. And the most important thing is he prepared me. He tried his best to prepare me. And he called me on the phone and I saw his face and he was like, get here now. And so I was blessed to get there because my father wanted to say goodbye to me. And I always try to tell people, you do not want to see that. Prevention, don't take it for granted. You can have family, but people need to realize COVID is airborne. And so it doesn't come with, oh, just because you family, you come around. So it's a disease that nobody is aware of. It's airborne. And so anybody can give it, whether they're family or not. And even with his funeral, and he requested Whitney Houston song, I Will Always Love You, is going out. The way that I try to deal with my grief is I drive his car. It brings me peace. And I know literally his blood is flowing through me, literally. I kiss his picture every day. And so that helps with the grief. Um, I'm glad and blessed to have found this group. And I want to make people aware that it's still out there. I do live in Atlanta, so the CDC is here. It's still the number 5th illness to take lives as of today. The number 5th disease killer in America. So definitely it's back on the rise. I know someone now whose mother is gravely ill with COVID right now as I'm speaking. So, just definitely stay aware and don't forget us. We're all in this together. My father life mattered. Our family lives mattered. COVID lives, victims of COVID lives mattered. And they won't be forgotten.
Thank you so much, Heavenly. I appreciate
Thank you, and
your
thank you for this great organization. I'm so proud to find it.
Appreciate it. Okay, and Mohammed, it's your time to take us on out, if you would.
Yeah. Before I close, I want to thank some of the volunteers of this organization that are here, and a lot. We could not have achieved what we have achieved over the last 3 years without the help of these volunteers. The three of them are that are here. Rosie, the most hardworking volunteer that we have. Mary Ellen, both Rosie and Mary Ellen have been with us even before we officially launched this project. And then a recent volunteer that has been working on this and helping us is Kritika Ganesh. And we truly appreciate all the work that you folks do to help move this project and move it forward and keep it going. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
you. And thanks to everyone for coming tonight. Thanks to all of you who have been, again, friends of COVID-19 Wall of Memories. Celia, I see you have your hand up. We're already over 10 minutes, so can you make it really fast?
Sure, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
saw the email. I saw the email come through and I was driving from work. So I pretty much missed almost 30 minutes of the call. I don't know if you guys are gonna share it or
Yes.
are we able to see the recording?
Yes, let me see. I will post on our social media when it is posted on our YouTube, but it will also, we've been streaming live on Facebook, so it will be there also.
So how are y'all listed on Facebook? Because I only have you guys on my email.
Oh, it's COVID-19 Wall of Memories.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much to everyone, and everyone take care. Thank you so much for those who shared your very personal, very sad, but also uplifting stories. So we will do our best to keep uplifting the voices of the people we've lost. So thank you all and have a good evening.
Thank you. Good
Thank
evening.
you.
And
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.